never looked. Welcome to the showdown. It has been one bumpy road, and I, for one, cannot wait to get talking about what is to come. I'm looking at something here. I just accidentally unmuted something that I didn't want to unmute. Okay. Well, while I try and see what's wrong with that, give me a second. Let's run down tonight's card for you. It is a beautiful card at that. Night 1. All 4 divisions in action. And what we like to call the championship opener. That's right. All 4 titles on the line. And we really like it. Right, it's that one. Right. Okay, why is that not playing then? Okay, there we go. Give me. I was wondering why the music wasn't going. That's why. 'Cause I fudged it up. Welcome to the show, as we say. As always, expect technical difficulties. There we go. Okay, so let's talk night 1. We kick things off with our green division. It is the Sapphire Champ versus the new undisputed Women's World Champion. It's Julia versus Utami Hayashishita in your opener. A beautiful bout to kick off the night. Then to the Teal League, another new champion. This time in the form of Stephanie Bakir. She challenges Becky Lynch, the Ruby Belt holder, in her opener. Afterwards, it's Will Ospreay and Abyss, the 2 champions that are staying the same in this entire graphic, because next up in the pink division, it is Drew McIntyre, who retained the Amethyst Championship, up against the newly crowned undisputed world heavyweight champion Kazuchika Okada. A night filled to the brim with action. And as we say, we are going to head towards greatness. It is kicking off the night with probably my favorite matchup on the card. Utami Hayashishita versus Julia. Anything goes, and that is coming to you right now. Well, welcome inside the Underground Arena. It's had a little remake for the road to the showdown. The beautiful madness graces its stage as the first woman into the arena.
The following champion versus champion contest is scheduled for one fall, making her way to the ring
Now, this is arguably my matchup of the week. You have two Japanese sensations, both who own a victory over the former champion Fallon Henley. And we'll hear me mention that win-loss record over Fallon because not many people have a dub against the champion. Now, Julia smartly wearing a nice teal color to match her championship. She represents breakdown in this tournament, and this is certainly an interesting factor. Last year, everyone entered through open brands. There were no divisions or brand splits then. Now, it's brand supremacy coming into the showdown. Which brand will stand atop of this tournament?
Representing the Queens from Japan, the undisputed Women's World Television Champion, the Queen.
Well, Utami Hayashishita did the unthinkable faction warfare 2 nights ago. He upset and overcame the odds, beating the former champion Fallon Henley to become undisputed Women's World Television Champion. Now, going to be claiming potentially the second longest title reign of this championship, thanks to the luck of this tournament. But it would only be right that I explain the rules of what is to come. It is a singles matchup. No managers, no backup in that regard. But the rules are pretty simple. A pinfall grants you 3 points. A loss grants you nothing. A count-out win gets you 2 points. A count-out draw is 1 point. And a count-out / disqualification loss gets you 1 point. This is what makes this tournament so interesting is if you see a count-out, well, basically you are rewarded for beating your opponent flat in the middle of the ring. And that is what makes this tournament so important, to pick up as many points as possible and deny your opponents as many points as possible. A count out is considered cheap. And that is why we reward your pins and submissions. So as we focus in on the opener here tonight, it's Utami on the receiving end of a belly to back suplex from Julia. And well, the Sapphire champion looking for a pin, and we won't get to see this style of matchup, champ versus champion, after tonight until, well, maybe in the actual tournament finals on the live event after the 28 grueling days of action. The other time will be at our cross-band battle as a beautiful fisherman's buster comes through from Utami as she begins to unload and show her magic against the Sapphire champion. But the next time will be potentially Summer Lovin'. As if we're going back there could be another rebranded pay-per-view heading your way, as we've seen this year quite a few of them. Obviously Love Dive taking center stage. We've seen Uprising as well, filling out some of the void. And yeah, we could even go back to like a Crush later on in the year, who knows. These all exist still in the IPW calendar. But yes, champ versus champion in this sort of regard only comes, this version of it comes once a year, as Julia hooks up Utami, brings her up top for a Northern Lights driver into the canvas. She sends the newly crowned Undisputed Women's Television Champion. Near fall there. There's Julia. Keeping Utami pinned down and then follows it up. No Arif Dershni needed. It can't come through. The clubbing blows from Utami stops that from taking effect, and now Hayashishita charges in, delivering a big boot down low. Cover here for Hayashishita, and well, only a 1 count. This time last year, we saw a lot of epicness happening. Obviously, a lot less championships in IPW in that initial tournament. Now we're getting championship. That was a stiff right from Julia, but we're getting championship Monday with every championship possible in display here in the singles, women's, and men's divisions as the big-time bomb from Utami connects onto Julia. That's how she won the championship. And she gets a 2 count here over Julia. And it's always good to start the tournament off with a win. Get onto that leaderboard atop of it. Once you start to build the momentum, it's very hard to slow it down. As Julia sending the big dog Utami up and over. But Utami responds, tossing the beautiful madness back into the ring. Spinning into that Michinoku driver. Julia used that to great effect on Saturday. Now she's looking to put in some more big-time offensive accolades into the Red Queen, and she's going to be able to do so as she fires up here, hooks Utami up big time, belly to back suplex, sends the Undisputed Champ to the floor. As I say, while we've got new faces in this tournament, in the likes of Utami, as well as some other names like big time Becky Lynch. He was not involved last year, which is surprising overall, considering how these top champions have made their way into IPW. As a big-time Saida works there for Hayashishita. But yeah, we just run through names. I'm just looking at last year's women's brackets. We've seen obviously a shift in what color the divisions are. The teal and green leagues this year. It was the teal and gold for the women last. As Julia, count of 8, enters the ring. Utami down, a count of 9, slowly getting to her feet. And there's the 10 count. And the first 2-1 matchup, everyone so far in this tournament has earned points. That's 1 point to Utami, 2 to Julia, getting a count out over the Red Queen, which, don't get me wrong, Julia is a tournament beast. Well, I say that, she only got 3 points last year. But those 3 points were over Fallon Henley. But getting points in this tournament is always rewarding. And starting off with points is great.
Here is your winner, Julia.
Well, Julia gets the win here, though she kind of gets lucky with it, being able to toss out the newly crowned champion to get the count out. But now we head over to our second bout. Who will win between Stephanie Vakir and big-time Becky Lynch? Certainly a matchup that, on paper, has main event status all over it with how this card is set to play out. It's coming to you second. And we've seen some pretty epicness happen so far in this tournament. Expect more as it goes on. So, without further ado, we've already kind of discussed it briefly, how this tournament's going to play out. We'll send it to the ring, because it's time to watch La Premiere's first bout as Prospects champion. The first IPW championship.
The following champion versus champion contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from San Fernando, Chile, the Heritage Champion, Stephanie Paquet.
Now, Vakir last year also competed in the road to the showdown, and it came down to the wire. Decided on tiebreakers. Thanks to a loss to Chelsea Green, Vakir was taken out of contention of making it to the live event. And while these split of points are massive, the system does have rules for dealing with tied points. We go down to basically the following things. Tight win-loss ratio between the two people tied, who won their best of one, basically. And that's how you get in. If there are multiple people tied on points, that rule goes out the window. We have a triple threat match to decide the spot. Simple as that.
And her opponent from Dublin, Ireland, the women's prestigious world champion, the man, Becky Lynch.
It's the easiest way to break the tie-break scenario. Now, don't get me wrong. I would really like more bouts in this tournament, but it would extend the tournament slightly. But yes, here in the teal division, we're set to go between La Premiera and the man, and well, straight out of the gates, Vakir hits a DDT to put down big time backs. This tournament sees so many stars just step up to the occasion, and from my perspective, I'm looking into this year's entire bracket. While it's not been revealed to you just yet, there are some names in here that I think could earn some upset victories over the champions, the expected qualifiers to the live event. Now, last year, the tournament was certainly interesting for certain champs, the likes of Samoa Joe, failing to make it to the live event. In fact, not scoring many points at all. This year, the champions, I think, are at a different level comparative to where they were in 2025. We've got some seasoned vets that have held championships. We've got some in the likes of Stephanie, who is a new champion, but has competed in this tournament and found, I would say, a lot of success during so. The other champion that I think might struggle was Julia originally. Obviously, looking at her run last year, she was only able to pick up those 3 points, but this year, she's closed that distance in her opener by getting it first round win by obviously count out, but it gets you into that position where you can realistically control a division. And tomorrow we're going to see 2 more stars in each division get their initial rankings, understand where they are going to fall, and that's a beautiful thing to see. And the bracket, with how they've been drafted, they're designed for basically carnage. I'm just looking at the last week of action. The matchups on this card, they are beautifully constructed, and you are gonna struggle to find a match that isn't built for craziness. As Bakir tries to go for the spiral tap. Knees come up from big time Becky. And Lynch, oh, while knees came up, she is not able to punish. As Stephanie causing some trouble here for the last kicker. And we could be seeing here a second bout where the mid-card champions upset a main event champion. Back here, and Becky just jockeying for that position as the last kicker wins out that in trade, gets the combo in, but caught and driven into the canvas with a Michinoku. Now the action spilling to ringside. For only a second, Big Man Kevin, your referee for this one, starts the count here. The count gonna end pretty quickly as Becky returns into the ring, lines up Vakir, hooks her up for a manhandle slam. Into the canvas goes La Premiera, and the cover for the last kicker gets the 3. One finisher and done. 3 points gained for the Ruby belt holder, Big Time Bex. And this matchup, it was close, let's be honest. I thought it was going to go a little longer, but no. Hooked up and driven into the canvas. The manhandle slam gets the job done.
Here is your winner, Becky Lynch.
The first 3 points of the tournament are heading to the Irish last kicker, Big Time Bex. A fantastic result there for her. And then, well, she sits atop of this division. No one sitting around her. But yes, the women now done for the night. It's time we go golden for the men. As the 2 champions that stayed the same, the only bout I think that has this happening, it's Will Ospreay. It's the Monster Abyss who will strike first and win out this beautiful brawl. Personally, I think that this will be an epic encounter. So, let's send it to the ring. So yeah, let's send it to the ring for our co-main event, I guess. And this co-main event, it's bound to be explosive. Because there's a monster let loose into it.
The following champion versus champion contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from parts unknown. Weighing in at 350 pounds. The undisputed television champion. He is the monster.
Abyss successful and locked in during the chamber where, well, let's be honest, expectations were for a lot of championships to change hands during those chambers. Surprisingly, it was only one, in which we see Stephanie Vakir holding. Tonight, those champions get some solace. Their hard work, as they enter all 7 of their bouts with the belts around their waist.
And his opponent from London, England, weighing in at 191 pounds, the prestigious world champion, Will Spivey.
Well, Will Ospreay here tonight as one of the favorites for the men to win it all. Last year, he won this tournament, claiming that championship around his waist. Never lost that belt in its existence. Has never really been challenged for it. Tonight, as he begins his second road to the showdown, the only winner, well, that still has their belt. The other, obviously, Liv Morgan, who, well, we're yet to confirm could be in this tournament and could potentially make the run back. Early cover here for Ospreay. Gets a 2. And somehow an early 2 count over Abyss is pretty impressive. The monster firing back now. Up, no, Ospreay out the back door. No fall away slam there for the television champion. And this matchup, you look at it on paper, it should be an easy W for Ospreay. As we say, he's not really been challenged for that championship in his career here in IPW. A solid win-loss record. Tonight, up against a television champion who's held this belt on and off through 25-26. Now, keeping the belt, he felt he could have been one of the few men or people that were gonna lose their championship during Locked In. Surprises do happen where he does retain. He could be soon losing that if he is unable to perform well during this tournament. Big shot there from Ospreay, gonna bust open the monster. As we are set here, Gold Division on the line, opening positions as Abyss trades back, a backdrop puts down Ospreay, who charges in, big clothesline. And it's a 2K comeback if I've ever seen one. The boot caught, sweep the ankle. Ospreay's fired up. And he's going for the cover. 1, 2. Kick out by the monster to stave off that pin attempt. Ospreay. Almost going for that coquina clutch. It's a flatliner though, out of it. Typically you see the likes of Io Sky use that to bridge into the coquina. Into the, it's not a coquina. What is it called? But the hold. Either way, it's not effective. Here is Abyss now has a hold of Ospreay, driving the, I guess, his balls into the arm of the aerial assassin. And now looking to put him away. Torture rack position, and the torture rack bomb connects. That was a potent move for the monster during that chamber. But it's not potent enough to put away the aerial assassin. Ospreay fights off the monster, charges in, tries to launch the hidden blade. As Abyss tried to go for that black hole slam. Not going to work. Instead, Ospreay, a roll up here onto the monster. Good for 2. But not enough. Ospreay able to escape, or well, Abyss able to escape. Now could be in trouble. No. Big time shot off the top for the aerial assassin, connecting. And he's looking to fly some more. This is that springboard senton. It does not phase him. Still able to unload. Champion. Whoa, both are champions. The big boy champion. It's a Joji clutch. A Koji clutch. Not Coquina, what am I thinking? There we go. I remembered its name. Definitely wasn't Googling it. But, Ospreay has Abyss in trouble. Runs the ropes, tries to hit the big boot, misses. Abyss misses his line. Ospreay, step up enziguri goes awry. Abyss's shot goes awry. Ospreay caught though. Whip sent flying into the no catch and release. A big time belly to belly overhead suplex for the monster. And he's looking to fly. Big splash and going for the cover. Ospreay down. 1, 2. And a kick out by the aerial assassin. The monster hooks up, black hole slam into the cover as well. Ospreay down. 1, 2. Ooh, the shoulder comes up. Huge for Ospreay. Stay alive in this one. The monster starting to show his dominance. Ospreay, this is sort of his style. He weathers the storm. And then one mistake by his opponent typically leads to him flying back into the offensive. Speaking of flying, Abyss leaps into that splash but misses. Ospreay, roll up here, trying to catch the monster off guard. Good for 2. But a kick out by Abyss to stay alive. Oh, massive clothesline as well for the monster. He's looking to upset the top champion in IPW. Tries to go for the powerbomb, but Ospreay fights out of the position. Hooks him up. Here does Ospreay, but caught. Backdrop from Abyss. And again, the monster soars. This time the splash connects. The champions showing all their strength, but it's typically just the monster on the offensive. Torture rack bomb. Drives Ospreay into the canvas. Cover here as well on the aerial assassin. for the 3. Statement made by the monster. It's not an easy road back to the finals for Ospreay, it seems. As Abyss picks up the dub in his opener. This was not the bout I expected the mid-card champion to decimate the main eventer. But it certainly is what's just happened as we see that winning pin once again.
Here is your winner. He is the monster, Abyss.
A huge win here for Abyss, which will send us into my most anticipated main event as well. And there goes the X. The monster earns the victory. And, well, the 3 points that come with said victory. And I'm just looking at my scorecards here for the night. So far, it's everyone on the right side that is winning. Now, I will spoil who I have on the right side for your main event in a second. But, let's just say, it will be the man that's entering the arena first. That is all you get is your hint as to who it is. Also, I'm well aware that I do need to do the intro for your main event, your one side of it anyway, but we'll get to that in a second. So let's go. It's main event time. It's Drew McIntyre, Kazuchika Okada, one-on-one to take an early lead in the pink division. Scottish Warrior out first. That tells you who I think might win this opener.
The following champion versus champion contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Ayr, Scotland, weighing in at 285 pounds, the Pure Wrestling Champion, the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre.
Well, McIntyre, successful in the chamber. Not really challenged at all. Now he has another long road ahead of him. Surprisingly, was not in the tournament last year. He won his championship a week after. That, obviously a part of the brand split. He became in the draft rumble Amethyst champion. And while he's had one title loss, since that moment he has been undeniable atop of Breakdown's mid-card. And you have to feel, as and when he loses that belt, he could become a main event threat to Will Ospreay. And of course, if he decides to go down that route. For now, he stays where he is the big dog. Yes, your main event. It's going to be explosive. It's going to be aggressive. So we've got the... All I get to do is announcement. after a bit of Mike Rome to announce him. Oh, that title looks great around his waist. Or do we get Mike Rome announcing
And
it?
his opponent from Japan, weighing in at 236 pounds, the undisputed World Heavyweight Champion,
He is the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada. There you go. There's your entrance naming for the Rainmaker. Mike Rome cut him off short. I can do it, though. No signs in the background, certainly. True for tonight. The best are here. They are wrestling for the top spots of this division. And you have to realize or think that Championship Monday could culminate with 3 of the 4 mid-card champions beating the top boys in these divisions. We're underway here. And it's Okada with waist control to start this off against Drew McIntyre. Roll up early, schoolboy pin, but a rope break called. Your referee for this, your main event, is Gail. Or Gail. Yeehaw! Moonsault press out of the gates for the Rainmaker. Okada, known for not really his high-flying offensive maneuvers, but that power, that resilience that he possesses. I'm gonna be honest, McIntyre, I would say a similar kettle of fish. He's resilient, but it's raw power in his striking, his power bombs, his everything that makes him such a threat. McIntyre striking early here against the Rainmaker. Hooks him up. Big time slam there. A spinning Uranagi. Working for Drew as the Scottish Warrior scoops up Okada and drills him into that top rope. Cover here as well. 1. Quick kick out by the Rainmaker. As we say, it is grit and determination out from Okada as McIntyre using the ropes, but a quick kick out once again for Okada, who goes up top with a roundhouse. Not something you typically see from Okada, but if he's bringing out those sorts of strikes, he's trying to innovate his style. Remember, this matchup of the men's division, I would say one of the more difficult, but to be honest with you, everything's a challenge as a sit-out spine buster comes through from Drew. As he puts down Okada in the drop zone, he launches into the leg drop as well, guillotining that throat and then opts for the cover. Okada resilient, kicks out easily from that predicament, and then Drew needs to go down and try and find something that'll work. McIntyre scoops up Okada. The roundhouse not going to work out this time for the Rainmaker, who escaped out the back, but the escape has not really worked as a Glasgow kiss connects for McIntyre. He's looking for the win early on, gets the 2. The Rainmaker able to kick out barely in time. Now, Okada's fired up, gets sent running in the corner. And while he's fired up, he's still in trouble because McIntyre connecting just piling on the pressure to the Rainmaker. Busting open the undisputed world champion, but Okada, crucifix pin, trying to steal it here, gets a 1 count. And that could be the change in the tides he needs, because McIntyre, caught off guard, spinning tombstone from the Rainmaker, drives the head of the Scottish Warrior into the canvas. I'm looking for the immediate pin, was Okada. Instead opts to put in one more stomp and then goes for the cover. McIntyre kicking out in time, but it was a last-ditch kick-out that could be costly. McIntyre, though, back on the offensive. Sends Okada into the canvas. Off the gun stun, but the issue is now Okada's fired up. He's caught. Drew with a Rainmaker. Cover for Okada. 2. Somehow Drew kicks out. He survives the big time shot that put away Cody Rhodes. Okada calls his target up, looking to maybe fly, and indeed he does, trying to go for the Bulldog. But Drew evades and fires back with a big boot. The Amethyst champion unloading onto the Rainmaker. Hooks him up, catch, release into the turnbuckles. The Scottish Warrior is stepping up to the occasion. Hooks up the Rainmaker, takes him up top in the powerbomb position, and he is going to bring him crashing down. Sit out powerbomb by McIntyre. And wisely, I think Okada, rolling to the apron, realizes danger is looming. Fires off a punch, springboard. This time he connects. Cutter. But a Claymore! The countermeasure to that neck breaker. McIntyre up quickly to deliver it, but an even quicker kick out from Okada to stave off that dangerous maneuver. Another guillotine leg drop from McIntyre connects. He is looking to put the lights out of the Rainmaker now. The countdown begins, and a kiss goodnight. The Claymore for a second time connects for the win. 3 out of 4 mid-card champions take the dub against the main event champions. What a way to kick off the road to the showdown. Night 1 as epic as ever. And well, tomorrow night, the epicness will continue. We will be seeing some big bouts just looking at it. That card will be ran down to you later on, well, tomorrow.
Here is your winner, the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre.
But for now, it's time I just bid you all adieu. Thanks for joining me here for night 1 of the road to the showdown. What a great night we've had of just pure action. I'll see you tomorrow, as I say, where we will see, well, we'll have had half of the competitors competing in round 1 after tomorrow night. Thanks for joining me, as I say. Subscribe if you're new around here if you want to, and I will obviously see you for the rest of the week. It is non-stop IPW action. Every night we will be going into the ring for 4 matches for 28 days in a row. So tune on in, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.